In the dark, I hear it call my name. My heart be waking up the flame. Every step, another crack in the fade, XP loading, I can feel the weight. They wrote my rank at the bottom of the page. F-class ghosts just cleaning up the stage. I walk behind all the heroes through the gate. Told myself, stay quiet, you'll be safe. But the temple turned our courage into dust. I read God's bleeding on the rust. I was the last one standing in the red. Weakest hunter staring at the edge. Screen light on my shaking face. One line like a judgment blade. Will you accept this trial? Will you stop running now? My fear is louder than my pulse, but something dark awakes in me. If the abyss calls out my name, I won't break or rise again. I was nothing, now this flame turned my wounds to shadow wings. I refuse to die this week, I refuse to stay unseen. When the whole world cuts to black, I press yes and I begin. Chosen by the abyss, I'm not your joke, I'm not your pawn. From the lowest broken rank, I will grind until I'm crowned. Shadow, shadow, level up my sorrow. Combo hits tomorrow, watch me steal your halo. From the edge I crawl. Hear the system call. Now every dungeon is a heartbeat in my hands. Solo runs, no party, no one stands. Higher floor, stronger fangs, sharper blades. Every scar, another stat I've raised. But this power tastes like blood inside my mouth. Every wind pulls something human out. I walk alone where no one else will go. Shadow monarch in a borrowed soul. Thunder in my leveling bar. Storms are gathering in my heart. If I command the dark, will there be light left in my eyes? Still that question on the screen burns like faded neon grain. If the abyss calls out my name, I will stand, I won't retreat. From a loser on the floor to a legend on my feet. I rewind the fate they wrote, tear their script from off the wall. Every shadow under me answers when I start the call. I am king of all my scars, I am storm and I am scarred. From the weakest in the gate to the last one guarding stars. Halftime drums, slow fire in my chest. Footsteps leaving one more ruined nest. On this battlefield of bones, I walk through the fading smoke with the main theme in my veins. Every chord a silent oath. When the darkness comes again, I'll be there, I know my role. Just a hunter once called trash. Now a monarch with a soul. Heartbeat loading in the dark. like system riding on my head. XP rising like a storm inside. Every second is a countdown line. Wake up where I should be dead, cold sweat on my skin. Dungeon blood is gone, but there's a screen that says begin. User, weakest hunter rank engraved in rust. Main quest, survive, reward, awake and fail. You'll crush. Daily list is shining like a sentence in the air. 100 push-ups, 10 kilometer despair. If I break, if I skip, if I fall behind the time, system doesn't send a warning, it just feeds me to the grind. Every rep is just a razor on my breath. Every step is one more bargain with my death. I was nothing but a number they could miss. Now I'm chained to this abyss. If I don't move, I die. If I don't fight, I die. If I don't rise, I die. This death quest system in my veins turns every heartbeat into flames. If I don't change, I die. From weakest written by my name to something waking in the pain. If I don't change, I die. Grind or die, level up this broken life. Shadows that's behind my eyes. Every failure multiplies. Night falls, but the quest don't sleep. New trials in my feet, enter monster zone. If I refuse to bleed, skip or run, I'm dragged into a killing room of teeth. No pause, no mercy, only claws beneath. Stronger beast, sharper fangs, higher stakes. Every bone that cracks is one more skill that wakes. If the only stay the same, I vanish as a stain. Now the system carves a monarch from my pain. If I quit, it's not a timeout, it's a grave. If I win, I earn a power I can tame. In this loop of fear and steel, I'm both the captive and the key. They'll break these limits daily or they break the rest of me. If I don't move, I die. If I don't fight, I die. If I don't rise, I die. This death quest system in my veins turns every heartbeat into flames. If I don't change, I die. Now every shadow knows my name. I bend the darkness to my blade. From useless carved into my file to sovereign of the midnight trials. If I don't move, I die. If I don't fight, I fly. If I don't rise, I fly. So I tear the script they wrote, use their chains to build my throne. If I don't change, I die. Time drums on burning ground, slow choirs echoing the sound. On this field where I once fell, I walk out of my old shell. When the system calls again, I will smile and press accept. Weakest hunter left behind. Shadow monarch in my steps. In the dark, I was the pain. Now the dungeon feels me wake. Slow steps, low strings, breath held tight. XP loading in my soul. They used to laugh when I swung and missed. Every ghost on every party list sat me down to clean the weakest stage. I was mean inside a metal cage. Every bruise road prey across my skin. Every failure said I'd never win. But then the lines began to glow on you. Red marks only I could see right through. Time slows down. I hear my blood, one weak point shining through the flood. If I run, I stay the same. If I step in, I change the game. shadow barely reaches to my knees. Stone floor shakes as I walk into your range. All my trembling hardens into change. There's a mark like a target in your chest. One clean path to end this little test. The blade goes in and the world turns black and red. Slow motion blood where my old self bled. I used to close my eyes and wait to fall. Now I'm the one who answers to the call. The hunts where I was begging just to live lead to this one hit I finally get. From prey to hunter in one strike, in one heartbeat I rewrite. From shaking hands to steady aim, I carve my name into this game. From prey to hunter, watch me rise. I see your core behind your eyes. From prey to hunter, in this fight I turn my terror into light. From prey to hunter, hear me laugh as the shadow shatters in my path. From prey to hunter, I don't hide. The weakest rank, just flip the tide. Breathing hard in the silence when it's done. Monster fading, but my story's just begun. Footsteps echo as I walk beyond this room. First blood drawn. More levels coming soon. On this floor where I was always hunted down, I walk out without my head bowed to the ground. From the bottom of the chart to dungeon thunder, this is where I stop being prey and become the hunter. In the dark I hear the system call. Hidden quest behind the dungeon wall.
Take this path, there's no reverse.
Let the abyss rewrite your call. Low strings tremble, shadows breathe.
Silver coat in the air I breathe.
One more step and the gate will wake.
One more choice.
How much can you take? Weakest hunter on the party list. Bloody floors where I almost cease to exist. Hidden mission blooming in the cracks of fear.
Secret text only I can see appear.
Name burns bright on the midnight screen. Abyss devour where my rank had been. Steal the strength when they fall to my hand.
Endless growth I can barely understand.
Endless growth you can't yet understand. Every enemy I eat
Leaves a shadow at my feet.
every victory you claim.
Carves a scar into your name.
If I turn away, I stay this weak.
If you take it all, what will you keep?
On this edge I roll the dice.
Power always wants a price. Every wish cuts one more slice. From my heart, from my life. Every level steals my life. Power always wants a price. Endless growth for fading eyes. I devour, I survive.
But I'm losing what I am inside. In the dark evolve, evolve.
One more soul you can't resolve.
In the dark evolve, evolve.
One more soul you can't resolve.
First it's anger that begins to fade. Then my pity, all the softer shades. Faces blur into numbers on a chart.
Loot and stats where I used to have a heart.
Higher ranks fall screaming to my blade. Their abilities bow into the beast I've made. I feel nothing standing in the rain.
Just the rush and the echo of their pain.
You can swallow all their might.
But you're starving for the light.
Is this limitless ascent?
Worth a soul that's almost spent.
If If I turn away, I die this small.
If I take it all,
Do I feel it all?
lightning dancing on these notes.
Power drawing out my life.
Power always wants a price. Every wish cuts one more slice. From my heart, from my life, every level steals my life. Power always wants a price. Endless growth calls empty eyes. I devour, I survive.
But I'm losing what I am inside.
From the weakest in the run
To the shadow crown and only one.
if you stand above the night.
Will you feel anything but love?
Power always wants a price. Say no, I and roll the dice.
Broken gates on the floor unread.
I walk out while the monsters lie dead.
In your eyes there's almost nothing there.
The weight of the throne you
A burst devour on my chest tonight.
stronger than the world, no end in sight.
If your shadows bow and obey my hand, will there be anything left to call a man?
Power always wants a price.
Oh, yeah!
Once I break your gate, once I break your scale.
Once I was the garbage on your list, and now the system shakes where my hand sits.
Step inside, let the scanner see. Are you trash?
Or an anomaly. Low strings tremble, numbers breathe.
White lights hum, data starts to seethe.
One more test, one more cruel joke.
Oh, the moment where the code is broke.
They stand me down as the lowest grade. A broken blade, no raid would take. Laughter ringing in the guild hall air.
What's he doing back in here?
But I return with a different night. Dungeon scars burning under my eyes. Place my hand on the humming screen.
Let it taste what I become unseen.
Digits climb and the monitor shakes. All the ranks you know start to break.
Every rule that kept me on the floor.
Cracks and falls can't hold me anymore.
From the bottom of your list I came. Now I'm burning holes inside your game.
On your rank I break your scale.
From the trash to anomaly I derail.
Your little world, your tiny
You
job.
can't measure what I've grown in my heart.
On your rank I break your frame.
From forgotten to the glitch inside your game.
On your rank, remember my name.
I was nothing.
Now I'm the flame.
From rank I break your scale. On your rank I break your scale.
Scan this, can't define.
All your numbers crossing lines.
Scan this, can't define.
All your numbers crossing lines.
Silence drops like a blade of glass. Every hunter feels the moment pass. Class eyes turning cold and bright.
Who is he? That result's not right.
Government eyes behind smoke glass. Flag my file as a walking class. Secret lines on a hidden screen.
Watch this one, he is not routine.
You are trash, they kicked aside. Now they track your steps like a fault in the sky.
Can taste all their fear in the air.
But this power doesn't care.
From the broken, from the thrown away, from the jokes they made of yesterday.
Now the system shakes when I just breathe in. I'm the glitch inside their perfect
You
skin.
can label me, but not contain.
Every rank will crack beneath my name.
From the trash
tall doors shake as they swing wide.
Every gaze away, violet collide.
From the trash they thought they knew
To the anomaly cutting through.
unknown rank
In a hunted world of lies.
I'm the error they can't classify.
Unknown rank.
And I rewrite the sky.
Unknown rank. Unknown rank.
Once I bowed to every shining blade. Now the strongest one will fade.
In this hall where they left you down, watch an S rank lose his crown.
Footsteps ring on the marble floor.
Every eye hungry for a war.
He says, trash, come take your head.
They don't know you've outgrown all of it.
They used to call me Guildhall Waste. Dead weight, slow in every raid they chased. Drank hero with that perfect smile. Let me crush him, it's been a while. But in my chest there's a quiet storm. Shadow rising in another form. I watch him pose for the cheering crowd, while my heart beats calm, not loud.
They all think they've seen this scene before.
Golden champion knocking down the poor.
But your aura's just a flicker in my sight.
I've been grinding in a different night.
From the bottom where they threw me away,
To the moment where I choose how this plays. Too weak,
you fall in a single breath.
one cut.
And you're already tasting death.
Too weak,
You thought you stood above me, but you're moving in slow motion, can't you see?
too weak. This isn't even a real fight.
You're a shadow.
Standing in my light.
Too weak. Hear the words I calmly speak.
You were S rank once, now you're just too weak.
Too weak.
This isn't even a fight.
Too weak.
You're just a shadow in my light. Step in, blink once, lights out.
One hit, one breath, no doubt.
Too weak,
Fall.
one strike.
That's all.
Too weak,
Here.
you're prime.
Now small.
He rushes in with the roaring flame. Every fan screaming out his name. But the world turns thin as a sharpened line when your shadow crosses into mine. One step, one breath, then we pass. Steel and silence, shattered glass. He doesn't see when my blade goes through. By the time they blink, the fight is through.
Crowd goes quiet like the sound just died. All their faith in him cut wide.
You were certain I would kneel and break. Now
Now
you're lying there wide awake.
all your ranks mean nothing in this place.
When you're staring at my unreadable face.
From the trash to the one they fear, you're the echo fading in my ear.
In the center of their broken scream, I drop the line that kills your dream. Too weak,
You fall in a single breath.
one cut.
And you're standing on the edge of death.
Too weak,
You thought you stood above me, but you're frozen in my shadow, can't you see?
too weak. This isn't even a real fight.
You're a flicker.
Drowning in my night.
Too weak. Hear the words I calmly speak.
You were S rank once, now you're just too weak.
I don't need a shadow raise my voice. Just a whisper turns your pride to noise.
That's all I have to say. Turn around and walk Rita shakes as she'll sheath my blade. All their faith in him quietly frayed.
Every eye locked on the one they locked. Now their golden idol's been knocked.
I don't brag,
I
Don't need to crown the king.
I just look once
And say too weak, too weak, too weak, too weak. Black sky tears above the city glow. Hell comes down and everyone says no.
in that crack where all the brave ones slipped.
One lone hunter chooses to step in. Sirens wail, concrete holds its breath.
Every rumor whispers certain death.
Hunters freeze at the bleeding dome.
No one moves till you walk alone.
A black rift blooms above the city line. Walls of shadow cut the world in stride. Reports come back with a single phrase. Full wipe, no survivors from that maze. Ninja team scrolled down in red. Whole squads listed as assumed dead. Crowds keep praying someone else will go. I turn away from that abyss below.
No one dares to cross that borderline.
Every hero shakes
Before the night,
but my shadow tugs me through their fear. Like it's whispering your road is here.
from the dungeons where I almost died,
To the doorway where the kings all hide. I step into the black rift alone.
where every tool before me turned to stone.
I walk straight into the kingdom of kings.
Hell opens wide,
But I grow wings.
I step into the black rift alone.
No turning back, no light, no hope.
If this is where the monsters wear their crown,
I'll crack their throat and tear it
I
down.
step into the black rift alone. Into the place where kings are overthrown.
Gate wide, dark top, let it roar.
One step, one life.
Through that door. Gate wide, dark top, let it roar.
One step, one life.
Through that door.
Inside the sky is carved from broken stone. Red moon hanging like a watching throne.
Every echo sounds like claws and teeth.
Every breath cuts smoke you can't quite breathe.
On the horizon sit the jagged crowns.
King class peace on mewing ground.
Killing intent like an ocean wave.
But all that weight can't make me shake.
You're the only human in their lair.
In the heart of their nightmare air,
If this sells the praise for what I seek,
I'll walk deeper till my body's weak.
all the floors that nearly broke my bones, let me here beneath these demon thrones. I won't wait for fate to draw my line. I push the gate and claim it mine.
Every scar that burned across your skin
Was a map that pulled you further
on the
in.
edge where all the brave turn back.
I take one more step into the black.
I step into the black rift alone. I step into
drift walls are closing in. One more hit and I can't win.
System voice inside your brain.
Unlock limit, break the chain. HP dropping breath like glass.
King class shadows circling fast.
On the edge of my last remain.
Then the question,
do you break the chain? Blood in my mouth, knees on the stone. King class roaring like a rolling storm. Every dot slower than it needs to be. Every heartbeat screaming, this is it for me.
system wimble cuts across my sight.
Unlock restrictions.
Yes, use tonight.
If I say no, I die like all the rest.
If I say yes,
I don't know what's left.
all your pain has led you to this way.
Every scar, every loss you ever had.
If I stay human, this is where I fall.
If I break the limit, do I lose it all?
Fingers shaking as the darkness calls my name.
I press yes,
and nothing feels the same.
when the abyss unchains,
I'm not the same.
I trade my heart for unending flame.
When the abyss unchains, I lose my name. I eat the dark.
Become the terror in
When
the
the abyss
game.
unchains, I cross that line.
Limitless power, but know me
When the
inside.
abyss unchained, remember this phrase. I'm not your hero.
I'm something you can't tame.
I'm something you can't tame. When the abyss unchains, I'm not the same. I chose yes. Now nothing feels the same.
Bite down, black flood, let it in.
One scream,
One scream,
one way.
new skin.
Light down,
Light down,
light flood.
let it in.
One scream,
One scream.
one way. New skin, new skin.
Darkness pours like venom through your veins. Every limiter snapping off its chains. Eyes go black like a bottomless well. Every monster smells a different hell.
I move faster than the thought of fear. Every king class soul I drag it near. Teeth of shadow tearing through their forms. I devour them like a living storm.
One by one their power feeds your core.
Your human voice is heard no more.
All their stats are screaming in my blood.
But my feelings drown beneath that flood. I can feel my mercy fade away.
Memories bleaching into shades of gray.
Faces blur into numbers as they fall.
Just XP and skills.
Nothing else at all. Who are you when all your warmth is gone? Just a weapon hell is holding on.
On the edge where hunter
Used to be my name.
I step over.
Never coming back the same.
When the abyss unchains,
I'm not the same. I burn my soul to light this
when the
flame.
abyss unchains,
I lose my name. I eat the dark.
whisper that I'm not
When the
human.
abyss unchains, I cross that line.
Limitless growth, no horizon inside. When the abyss unchains,
Remember this phrase. I'm not their savior.
I'm the shadow in their
From the weakest crawling through the brine to the nightmare kings can't read or
You
find.
keep on feeding on this pain.
Will you ever find yourself again?
When the abyss unchains,
I'm not the same. I chose yes. Now no one's safe again.
most is gone, but the hunger stays.
Something you need, but the other way.
In your eyes, there's almost nothing left.
Just the echo of who you were at best.
You're asked what happens when you break the chain.
The abyss unchains.
And I'll never take I'm not your kind.
Not human enough.
Walked out of hell and you only see the night.
I'm not your kind.
You label me a threat, but you don't know the monsters that I met.
I'm not your kind. I'm standing on the line
Between your fear and the abyss
I'm
behind.
not your kind.
So draw your fragile signs, I won't bow down to a world that calls me crime.
I'm not your kind. Not human in your eyes. You needed me in hell.
Now you're terrified. Hey. Hey. Black rift fading in the city rain. Every siren still remembers my name. I step out with the darkness on my skin. Shadows coiled like a second breathing within.
Breathing within.
Rank hunters shrink back from my side. All that glory can't fight what they feel inside. Their hands on hills, but they don't dare swing like they're staring at a brand new king.
They asked you once to save their street.
Now they flinch from every step of your feet.
In their eyes I see the verdict clear.
Tool in the dungeon, out here I'm fear.
From the savior in the dead of night to the shadow they mark in red on sight.
I'm not your kind.
Not human in your eyes.
Walked out of hell and you only see the night.
I'm not your kind. You label me a threat,
But you don't know
the monsters that I met.
I'm not your kind.
I'm standing on the line
Between your fear and the abyss
I'm
behind.
not your kind. So draw your fragile signs. I won't bow down.
To a world that calls me crime.
I'm not your kind. Not human in your eyes. You needed me in hell.
Now you're terrified.
In a room of glass behind closed doors, government hands write potential war. Red file stamp with a single phrase. Watch him close, he might end our day.
On the streets another faction wakes. Hoods up, eyes wide, hands raised. They kneel down whispering my name.
Abyss blessed, you're beyond our race. They don't call you hunter, don't say friend.
They say you're not human, you're the end.
Every side draws circles in the sand.
None of them can understand.
Humans point and say,
He's not like us.
Abyss priest but
Like you're their trust.
caught between their fear
And twisted fate.
I'm the weapon they
Can't safely play.
Every step you take
The lines are
from
drawn.
the daylight to your demon dawn.
In a world that made me what I've become.
Now they're screaming that I don't belong.
I'm not your kind.
Not human in your eyes.
You see the void that's blooming in my spine.
I'm not your kind. You mark me as a threat.
But you don't know the horrors that I met. I'm not your kind.
I'm standing on the line
Between your fear and all that hunts
I'm
behind.
not your kind. So raise your guns and cries. I won't kneel down.
Just to fit your fragile lies.
From your trash to your unwanted God. Every label that you write feels flawed.
I'm not your kind.
Not human in your eyes.
You needed me in hell. Now you're terrified.
City lights flicker when I walk past.
Every heartbeat speeds, every step is glass.
In the whispers, you're a storm untamed.
In the cold soft prayer.
You're the chosen flame.
If the world stands there and draws the line,
Then I'll stand here.
not your monster. Not your kind.
Rifts in the sky were never just a war.
They were doors counting who was worth more. Every dungeon cut into our land was a question from a higher hand. Candles burn in the hidden halls.
Abyss hymns crawling up the walls.
Hunter, listen, this was not by chance.
You were chosen in their endless dance.
In the circle of the abyss, born choir, robes and sigils flicker like a fire to stare at me with wide devoted eyes.
Conquerors fall and want a random strike.
They're not invasion, they're receive of light.
Cosmic filter cutting day from night.
Every city turned into a tribe.
Every death just numbers on a fire.
Then their voices drop the final line.
You're the one who passed their grand design.
You thought you were just fighting to survive,
But the system watched each time you stayed alive.
from the lowest rank to the rich last floor. Every yes you chose unlocked this door.
In the cracks of fate where others break and bend,
There they wrote it.
you were chosen for the end. I was chosen for the end. Not by guns you praise, not by any friend.
I was forged inside the rifts they sent.
I'm the answer that their filters recommend. I was chosen for the end, by the hands that make your skylines bend.
If the world calls me monster once again,
I'll be the glitch your higher planes can't mend.
I was chosen for the end. I was chosen. I won't break, I won't bend.
High plane, fall down, show your face. High plane, fall down, show your face. High plane, fall down, show your face. Your test is done, I've cleared your maze.
Clouds start tearing like a paper veil. Stars bend low as dimensions fail.
In the daylight, wounds of violet light. Higher forms leaning through the night.
City freezes under foreign eyes.
Shapes too vast for human mind.
Every hunter drops their pride and gun.
Knowing this is not a war they won.
In the center you stand calm and sure.
Like you waited for this open door.
All the pain, all the names I've outgrown.
Led me here to face them on my own.
Humans tremble,
At the sight of blood,
cultists kneel to what they call their love.
but I see past terror and belief.
Just the architects of all our grief.
Every rift, every monster, every trial
Was a question asked in cruel, slow style.
If you wrote this world to break and bend,
Then I'm the bog you bred to mark your end.
I was chosen for the end. Not a pawn you move, not a soul to mend.
I'm the shadow that your judgment pens.
I'm the error that your system can't defend. I was chosen for the end. From the trash you mock to the curve you can't pretend.
If you tear the sky to descend,
I'll be standing here until your reign is spent.
from their trash to your unwanted key,
From their fear to your calamity,
I was chosen for the end. Raise the curtain, higher planes.
I won't bend.
Skyline split in a binding scar.
Shapes like comets, eyes like distant stars.
Every human holds her breath in dread.
Every whisper says,
This is it, we're dead.
I lift my gaze to the fractured dome.
Finally facing those who called me from their throne.